Yeah, we are live. I'm starting Pacific Rim US Scrum. Today I am Vijaya, Patrick, Salim. Patrick, start with you.
Okay, so this morning I went through some comments from Hua on my latest pull request, or one of my latest pull requests for the company person invitation process.
Mm-hmm.
And I addressed the comments. I think I made one minor change on code comments, which he was correct. I had some inconsistent comments and updated the PR for that. I also updated my PR, a second PR that I put in place to prevent those feature tests from failing when we try to delete, when we're using a modal dialog box or we have JavaScript.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed to a WebDriver called Poltergeist,
Mm-hmm.
which is a headless WebDriver. It doesn't use Firefox. It doesn't pop that up. And I switched from a WebDriver called Selenium, excuse me. And that seemed to do it. So I can't break it locally, and every time I've updated on GitHub, all the feature tests work. So that's a second PR in the queue right now. So secondly, I had a discussion with Salim on job-related models structure. Mm-hmm. So we looked at the schema. We talked through some concept that Salim had put forward. I had put some comments to his concepts up on the Agile Ventures website. That was a long time, about a month ago, but a few weeks ago we finally got a chance to talk them through. And as a result, we made some changes. And I updated the ERD and pushed a pull request up for Hua to pull in to GitHub as well for that on the Met Plus tracker repo. And that's it, no blockers.
Okay. Salim?
Okay, okay. Since last time we met, let's see, I didn't do much, but this morning, as Patrick said, we did pair programming and we reviewed. She already explained everything. So other than that, that's it. That's it. No blockers.
Okay, thanks. In my update, I am working on a job seeker status field. I'm working on the aspect test. One of my test is failing in the modal errors, and that is the blocker. Yesterday, I resolved that one. After that, I'm working on CS 169 assignments and the videos. I don't have any blockers now. That is the update for me.
Okay, great. Vijay, I forgot to mention that I did create a waffle story for the jobs controller. So the initial start at a jobs controller, specifying 6 CRUD actions to be created. Talked about that with Salim. He might take that waffle story on later.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay. Yep. So forgot to mention that in my update.
Okay.
Yep.
So Patrick, you mentioned about the Selenium and Postgres, those drivers. What's the difference between you? Do you look at it? What's the difference, in terms of the? I know the Selenium. There's a when you run it, the Firefox you get like automatic fill up and then stuff like that. It has a bunch of JavaScript going on. And as opposed to the Postgres, what's the major difference between those drivers?
Well, the tests that I was using Selenium for use a modal dialog box for deletes, things like that. So the user has to confirm that they want to delete a branch, for instance, something like that. And also, when we start doing JavaScript, we have to use a JavaScript-capable driver. So Selenium is capable of handling JavaScript as well. The standard default driver, which is rack, used by Cucumber, is not capable of doing modal dialogs nor JavaScript. So Selenium handles JavaScript in modal dialog box, but it uses a head. It's not headless. It actually uses a browser, as you saw. When you run it, it pops up Firefox,
right. Yeah.
And it actually uses the browser. There are alternatives that are so-called headless. So I switched to one which doesn't use a browser, but it can still, the headless ones, if you pick the right one, can still use or handle JavaScript and little dialog boxes. So I'm using Poltergeist, which is a headless driver that can do that, can handle the dialog boxes as well as JavaScript. Underneath, it seems to use something called JS Phantom, JS I guess short for JavaScript, which handles the JavaScript and the modal dialog piece. And so those two are combined together into one nice little package that allows you to run in a headless mode some complex Cucumber features that otherwise would require a browser to pop up and do certain things with JavaScript and a dialog box. So that's pretty much it. I don't know the architecture underneath Poltergeist and how it relates to JS Phantom, but it seems to be a nice package, well architected, and it works well.
Okay. Well, I see.
The thing I like about, just so you know, the thing I like about Selenium, it forced me to, because I develop and I test in Safari, Apple Safari, and I was doing well at one point where I had all my tests working fine, etc. Except every time I was running certain tests in Selenium, it was failing, and that's because Firefox was not able to execute the test like Safari was, and I found out that Firefox has the same underlying toolkit as Google Chrome, and Google Chrome failed on the same test. So anyway, I was able to fix that. The main point is, though, that if I'm using Firefox to some degree in my test, I'm developing on Safari, I'm at least testing with two types of browsers, Safari and Firefox. Right now, if we go 100% Poltergeist, then we won't be testing against any other browser. If you're developing and using Google Chrome for development, you won't be testing against Firefox when you run Cucumber because we're not using Selenium for those tests anymore. So that's the drawback from going down this path. So we have to remember when we run, when we play with our system live, you know, using the UI, we probably ought to pop it up in Firefox, Google Chrome, and Safari if you have that as well, just to make sure things don't break across those different browsers. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I see. Plus the what is it, Travis? They use.
Travis can use Selenium or Poltergeist or anything. They can accommodate any WebDriver. They have Firefox.
Right?
They have Firefox installed. If you need a browser-based test, non-headless, they have Firefox by default, which pops up. We don't see it, but it's talking to a Firefox engine in the back. If you're using Selenium, for instance.
Oh, okay. I thought it's just by default they have already installed the what is this, Poltergeist, and then that's it.
Actually, they talk about they have a partnership. If you want to set up your test to actually run some of your tests in multiple browser combinations, they have a partnership with Sauce Labs.
Sauce Labs. Okay.
Yeah, and so they say you can run against Sauce Lab with, I think, over 100 browser/operating system combinations. So you can do all kinds of testing of OS and browser combinations, which is pretty cool. Something we ought to think about doing downstream. Yep.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, we are done with you guys. Any discussion?
What was that, Vijay?
Any discussion today, or we are done?
Any more? No, I don't think so. So you don't have any blocks either. It sounds like you fixed your your testing problem there.
Yeah, I fixed that one because the modal errors, the validation is the minimum length. The description is 6 characters.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that factory goal? Actually, validation is the 10 characters. That is the failing. Then I go through that debugger. I found out where is the test is failing.
Okay.
Then I fixed that one.
Got it. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Now it is passed. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Great. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, I think I'm going to try to connect up with with Amy to help out with the user profile edit problem.
Okay.
So you guys, if you want to join, that's fine. If not, don't worry about it. It'll be 2:30 my time, which is 11:30.
Oh, 11:30. Okay, I'll say if it is. I'm available.
Okay.
Yeah, after the Scrum, I'm not available tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have some other. Meeting.
Okay. To be sorry. So Vijay, are you for the your status? Are you using the model? What is this using? Job seeker status, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
involved. Okay. All right. Okay. So you are
Okay.
not writing the status from scratch.
So I add this status field from my form. Then I have the status control already created, job seeker and status control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
Good.
All right. Thanks.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Bye.
Good night.